Hello, everybody. We got another election prediction scenario, this time with Senator John Ossoff of the state of Georgia versus Vice President J.D. Vance. So I think Ossoff would actually be a pretty good candidate to run because he would pretty much lock up Georgia's electoral votes. And that's actually very useful because it opens up the path without, winning Wisconsin potentially. If it goes red, they have a backup plan. However, they lose Pennsylvania, the Democrats, it's going to be very hard for them to win because they would have to win back Arizona or Nevada or North Carolina, and that seems to be pretty hard to do nowadays as a Democrat. But let's just fill in these safe blue states. Okay. I think we'll start off with Florida. It'd just be safe red at this point. Texas. John Ossoff's a Southern Democrat, and I think Southern Democrats would actually have some appeal down in Texas. So I do think he'd be able to make Texas back to likely Republican. It'd still be a high single digits victory for J.D. Vance. He still wins by like 8 to 9 points in Texas. But Ossoff being a Southern Democrat, he had enough appeal to make Texas likely red again instead of safe red. In New Jersey, it's probably going to be likely blue, similar to Virginia. At this point, I think it's moving to that second-tier battleground state status. In New England, I think Maine and New Hampshire would probably both be likely blue states. I think Ossoff had a good appeal in both of these two states right here. Maine's second would probably be about likely red. In Georgia, it's Ossoff's home state. I think he would win Georgia by 1.5% against J.D. Vance. I think him being a senator from here is very helpful for him. And again, we look at Atlanta, a lot of it still trended left from 2020 to 2024. And that's probably going to continue to 2028, meaning Georgia going red, it might be one of the last few times it can go red is probably in 2028, because in 2032, it's probably going to go to a leaning blue state at this point. So I think with Ossoff, he would probably easily win Georgia here. I just don't think he would lose it. I don't think he'd lose his home state to J.D. Vance. I just doubt it. In neighboring North Carolina, I think he would have good appeal in North Carolina, but I still think he would narrowly lose it, but I think he would make it a lot closer than other Democrats would. In Minnesota and Nebraska second, I also think those would be likely blue districts. I think he would unite most of the party in these two, in this district, in this state. Again, I think he has appeal to the progressive parts of the party and the moderate parts. He's kind of in the middle between those two. So I think he would do a good job of uniting most of the base here. In Arizona and Nevada, I just think due to party registration, Nevada is probably still bound to go red at this point. But I think he'd be able to win back some independents in Nevada, at least making it a tilt Republican state. But it's still, I think it's most likely still going to be red in most scenarios. Arizona, again, Republicans have a pretty large party advantage in Arizona, so that's probably going to continue into 2028. So I think Vance would probably win the state as well. And then we're down to the Rust Belt trio here. Now, I think Ossoff would be able to win back Michigan, especially because he voted against giving arms to Israel. He voted against that, so I think Arab voters and Muslim voters would look favorably on him for that. So I think he'd be able to win them back in this state. In Wisconsin, it'd probably be very, very close, as it always is. It's nearly always a tilt state either way, I've noticed in a lot of elections. So it's probably going to be tilt to blue again this time around, and the election comes down to Pennsylvania yet again. So I think it's just always going to be this state that decides the winner, unless North Carolina starts trending blue. But Pennsylvania, it's going to be close. I think Ossoff's a lot better than Kamala Harris for the state of Pennsylvania. Is probably a better fit for this state. I think he'd do well in the suburbs here, and I think with those improvements in the suburbs, he can shift Pennsylvania back to blue. So I think Ossoff would probably beat J.D. Vance in a scenario like this, but it's only by tilt margins, very narrow. Other than that, if you have any video recommendation ideas, put them down in the comments below, and just let me know what you think of this video overall. If you're new to this channel and you enjoy content like this, I highly recommend subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.